Have you ever wondered what is actually happening inside your head when you learn something new? Perhaps you are trying to master a new recipe, understand a complex idea at work, remember the name of a person you just met. You might feel the struggle and then the eventual click of understanding, but the real transformation is happening deep within the intricate network of your brain. It is a physical, tangible process. Your brain is not a static organ. It is a dynamic landscape that reshapes itself with every new piece of information you encounter. This essay will illuminate the fascinating journey your brain undertakes, breaking down the process into clear, understandable steps that reveal just how quickly and profoundly your mind can change. The entire process of learning ignites with a single, simple spark: your attention. Before any new skill can be acquired or any fact can be memorized, your brain must first recognize that something novel and potentially important is present in your environment. This initial step is a crucial gatekeeper. Think of it like a security guard at the entrance of a vast library. The guard's job is to decide which visitors are allowed inside. In a similar way, your attention directs your brain's resources, signaling what to focus on and what to ignore. When you consciously decide to listen to a new song or follow the steps to assemble a piece of furniture, you are actively telling your brain, "This matters. Pay attention to this." This signal travels from your senses, your eyes, your ears, your hands, along neural pathways to various processing centers in your brain. When you first attempt to play a new chord on a guitar, the sensation of your fingers on the strings, the sound of the notes, the visual information from the chord chart all converge. Your brain receives this flood of sensory data and begins the complex task of making sense of it. It's a moment of pure potential, where disorganized information starts to be sorted and categorized. This is not a passive reception. Your brain is actively searching for patterns and meaning, trying to connect the new information to things it already knows, setting the stage for deeper learning. Once your brain has noticed something new, the next phase begins deep within its cellular architecture. Your brain is composed of roughly 86 billion specialized cells called neurons. You can think of neurons as the brain's messengers. They are designed to communicate with each other by sending tiny electrical and chemical signals. When you are not learning anything new, these neurons chat along well-established pathways, handling all your routine thoughts and actions. However, when you introduce a novel task or idea, you challenge your brain to form a new conversation. Neurons that may not have spoken to each other before are prompted to connect, forging a brand new communication link. These new connections are called synapses. A synapse is the tiny gap between two neurons where signals are exchanged. At first, this new pathway is like a faint trail trodden through a dense forest. The third crucial step in the learning process is practice. Practice makes the new connections last. The initial formation of a neural pathway is a big achievement, but it's fragile and short-term at first. Practice transforms fleeting memory into durable, long-term memory. Think of a new memory as a flimsy thread. A single thread is weak and can break easily. Then you twist more threads together, then many more, until you have a thick, sturdy rope. Every time you practice, you activate and reinforce that neural circuit. Each repetition makes the connection stronger. Each repetition makes it faster. Each repetition makes it more automatic. This process is called myelination. Myelin is a fatty substance that insulates the long arms of neurons, axons. With repeated practice, your brain wraps more myelin around those axons. That insulation prevents electrical signals from leaking out and lets them travel much faster down the neuron. A practiced musician can play a complex piece at high speed without thinking about each finger movement. The shift from conscious effort to automatic execution marks successful long-term learning. When you first learn to drive, you think about every action, checking the mirrors, pressing the accelerator, turning the steering wheel. The cognitive load is huge. After months and years of practice, these actions become second nature. You can drive while holding a conversation or listening to the radio, while attention and practice are the active efforts you make during your waking hours. A critical part of the learning process happens when you are not conscious at all, during sleep. Many people view sleep merely as a period of rest for a tired body and mind. But modern neuroscience has revealed that it is an intensely active and vital phase for memory consolidation. Consolidation is the process by which the brain takes fragile, short-term memories and transforms them into stable, long-term ones. Sleep, it turns out, is the brain's prime time for organizing and storing the information it gathered throughout the day. During certain stages of sleep, particularly deep sleep, REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, your brain gets to work. It replays the neural firing patterns that were activated while you were learning. Imagine you spent the afternoon practicing a new piano piece. As you sleep, the very same neurons that fired when you were hitting the keys will fire again in a similar sequence, but at a much faster speed. This neural replay strengthens the synaptic connections that form the memory of that music. It's like a dedicated high-speed practice session that happens entirely within your mind, solidifying the day's learning without you having to lift a finger. A fascinating study highlighted this phenomenon with remarkable clarity. Those who slept showed significantly better memory and performance on the task the next day. Beyond the mechanics of neurons and synapses, there is another powerful factor that dramatically influences how well you learn: your emotions. Learning is not purely intellectual. It's deeply intertwined with how you feel. When you are engaged in a learning activity that sparks feelings of joy, curiosity, excitement, your brain becomes a more fertile ground for new memories to take root. Positive emotions act as a learning amplifier. They make your brain pay closer attention. They strengthen neural connections being formed. Your brain's emotional centers are closely linked to its memory centers. When you experience a strong emotion, your brain releases chemicals: adrenaline, dopamine. Adrenaline helps to flag the experience as important. Remember this: dopamine is the feel-good neurotransmitter tied to reward and motivation. Enjoyable learning or anticipating a reward, even solving a puzzle, triggers dopamine. Dopamine makes learning more pleasurable. It also strengthens synapses, making memories more robust and easier to recall. Conversely, negative emotions can block learning: stress, anxiety, boredom. Stress floods the body with cortisol. Small stress can motivate, but chronic high cortisol can impair the hippocampus. That makes it harder to focus, harder to encode new information, harder to retrieve what you've learned. So make learning emotionally positive. Understanding how your brain changes when you learn is more than just a fascinating piece of science. It is a profoundly hopeful message about your own potential. Your brain is not a fixed entity. It possesses a remarkable quality called neuroplasticity, which is simply a scientific term for its ability to change and reorganize itself in response to experience. This means that every day, with every new challenge you embrace, you are actively sculpting the physical structure of your mind. Learning is not just about accumulating facts. It is an act of continuous self-renewal that keeps your brain healthy, agile, and resilient. The benefits of this continuous learning extend far beyond the specific skill you are acquiring. Engaging your mind in new and complex activities builds what is known as cognitive reserve. Think of cognitive reserve as a kind of mental savings account. Learning a new language, picking up a musical instrument, reading widely. The more you challenge your brain, the more you are building up a dense network of neural connections. This robust network can help protect your brain against the natural effects of aging and may even delay the onset of cognitive decline. An active, curious mind is a healthier, more durable mind. Furthermore, the act of learning has a powerful effect on your overall well-being. Mastering a new skill, no matter how small, builds confidence and a sense of accomplishment. It injects novelty and excitement into your life, combating boredom and routine. It opens up new social opportunities, connecting you with others who share your interests. This sense of growth and purpose is deeply fulfilling and contributes to a richer, more meaningful existence. The joy of discovery is a fundamental human drive, and satisfying that drive is essential for a happy and engaged life. Your brain is always ready to grow, and it is never too late to start. You do not need to enroll in a university or tackle a monumental task to reap these benefits. The key is simply to remain curious and to keep trying new things. Your brain is a powerful engine of change, waiting for your direction. It responds to every effort you make, every question you ask, every new path you decide to explore. So embrace the challenge. Start with one small, manageable step today.